Welcome back to the Champ de Mars tournament, expert division qualifying round hole number 6. This is a send it shot using a Zerk or a globe. This is a very risky shot with very different results depending on bounce, wind angle, rollout, and all of those variables that are very hard to kind of account for all of them in a send it shot like this. The layup shot is money. I'm still going to recommend you play the layup shot that I posted before this. But if you just want to have some fun and send it, this is what we have on the send it shot. So at P5 max extension, we're going to be using the dark light sand line from the water as our reference. APOC 5 and 6, you'll have the white ring touching the line. And when I say line, this is the line I'm talking about, the dark light line. So when the water comes up and then goes back down, it leaves a nice dark line there. That's the line I'm talking about. APOC 5 and 6, you'll have the white ring touching that line at max extension. APOC 7 and 8, you'll be just off of that dark line to the left, about a third of a ring. What we're doing is paying attention to the plus yards we pull down to. If you pull down to the 0 or the +1, 6 topspin. If you pull down to the +2, 6.5 topspin. The +3, 6.5 topspin. If you pull down to the +4, you need 6.8 topspin. If you pull down to the +5, you need 7 topspin. There are definitely a lot of different rollouts here. You can see I just bounced over the edge of that bunker and just barely roll into the rough. If you're lucky and you're on the fairway, the Inbringer rule plays 20%. If you're in thorn range, it plays 10% at slider. Here's what I'll tell you. If you're in thorn, you need about 4 backspin, right spin as needed to be in the funnel, and it plays 10% at slider. Just make sure that your ball guide is into the hole. Especially if you use more than 4 backspin, you want to make sure that you're like to the back of the hole. So with 4 backspin, make sure that your ball guide is at least into the middle of the cup for your thorn shot. And then if you're using more than 4 backspin, make sure you're at least to the back of the cup with the tip of your ball guide. You don't want to come up short. If you're in the rough like I am here, it plays 10 wind per ring, so 1 to 0.1. So every 1 mile an hour is 0.1 of an adjustment. 10 miles an hour is a 1 ring adjustment if you're in the rough. If you're in the bunker, it's a little bit more than that. It's 1 to almost 0.2, depending on where you're at in the bunker. Basically, I add like a half a ring. So if I had a 10 mile an hour wind, I would adjust 1.5 rings if I was in the bunker. And if I had 10 mile an hour wind for being in the rough, which I basically have here, I'm going to adjust 1 ring. The only thing I didn't account for on this approach shot was I didn't have the ball guide going through the hole enough. Make sure that your ball guide is through the back of the cup. You see here, I'm just going to be into the front of the cup, and I'm going to end up just barely short on this shot. So just make sure you're going through the back of the cup with the tip of your ball guide. Adjust 1 to 0.1. And if you manage to hit perfect, you should be walking away with an albatross. All right, everything is online. I just did not have the ball guide through the back of the cup. So if you're sending it, I'm going to wish you the best of luck. I hope you get it there. It's a very risky shot. It's very possible, but risky. So good luck. I hope you guys get the drop. P5 10 max on the drive, push back to max. I didn't say that earlier, but it's P5 plus 10% max, push back to max, always 2 right spin, top spin as I had listed. APOC 5 right curl, full overpower, full right slice. APOC 5 right curl is center line touching the outside of the triangle right curl. If your winds are in the 10 mile an hour range on your drive, I would add 0.5 top spin to the listed values that I gave you a minute ago. Winds in the 10s, add 0.5 to the numbers I gave you. Winds in the 11, those numbers are good. If you have anything less than 10, I recommend switching to a globe.